What's happening, peeps? Good evening. All right, let's just get straight into this video because it's already pretty late. You know what? As soon as I finished filming yesterday, news broke, or I think I saw a tweet about Canelo versus Callum Smith. And I can't lie to you, as soon as I saw that tweet, I was like, yeah, whatever. Bullshit. And the reason I said that was, well, a number of reasons, if I'm honest with you. Firstly, Eddie Hearn has come out in the last, I think it was a couple of weeks, saying it's difficult to work with Joe Gallagher, right? Because Joe Gallagher has said some words. I think Joe Gallagher, he said, called Sky Sports and Matchroom racist because of the dealings with Natasha Jonas. So he basically said it's difficult to work with Joe Gallagher. We know Joe Gallagher is the manager of Callum Smith. So that was one reason. Second reason, I think Eddie said that they're trying to get the fight on DAZN. And I was like, DAZN? You mean the company that Canelo has just had a legal battle with in court, the company he tried to sue, the company he's just left? So that was another reason. Another reason was because we've heard about the Canelo-Callum Smith thing already. And I think Joe Gallagher mentioned that the money wasn't enough or the money wasn't great or something. You all heard this. This isn't me just making this up. Another reason was because they're talking about the fight happening, I think, December the 19th or somewhere around that date. So I thought, is that enough time? That's what, 5 weeks. I thought, is that enough time? Will Callum Smith moan that, well, not moan, but complain that it's not enough time to get ready for Canelo? Again, you've got to get ready for arguably the pound for pound number one and make weight. Callum Smith's a big guy. And the final reason was because we were hearing about Canelo versus Caleb Plant. So that's 5 reasons. That's why I was like, you know what? BS. But according to those in the know, and I think some people have already sent me a couple of messages, this fight is very close to happening. And some are actually reporting, and these are not legit websites, but some websites are reporting the fight's done. Callum Smith versus Canelo. I'm definitely not reporting it's done. I'd be shocked if it's done. I'm more in the side of, or more leaning towards the fact that it won't happen than it will happen. I'm like 60-40. So there's still a lot to be done, but we might see people, Canelo versus Callum Smith. This is, of all the fights to make at 168, this is the fair one. Like this is Callum Smith deserves it. That's what I'm saying. Like Billy Joe, okay. Some might say Caleb Plant deserves it, right? I mean, but for me, Callum Smith's the ring recognized number one at 168. And I just feel like he deserves it more than Caleb Plant and definitely more than Billy Joe. I mean, Billy Joe's done nothing. Some people might say Callum Smith's done nothing at 168, but at least he won the World Boxing Super Series. He beat George Groves. I know it was a faded George Groves, but at least there's something there. Billy Joe Saunders, I mean, chef at Isufu. We'll leave it there. So, look, I'm happy. If this fight happens, I'm very happy. I mean, that's a nice present for boxing fans to end the year, right? There's also a bit of talk about Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell on the undercard. I mean, if the DAZN can somehow deliver that, I doubt they'll do both, right? I mean, I doubt it very much, but if they could deliver that, right? So all of a sudden, you've got Canelo versus Callum Smith and then Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell on one card. I'll believe it when I see it, put it that way. But yeah, it is strange that Canelo could take a company to court and then go and work with that same company a month later. It's a bit strange. Again, it seems as though the split was amicable, but that's a bit weird. That's why I'm still, we'll see. But it is doing the rounds now. Some people are reporting that it's done. If it is done, who do you think wins? Is that a silly question? I think a lot of you will say Canelo. But of all the other fighters that he could have fought at 168, right? So the other ones, let's be honest, the other champions that he could fight at 168, is this the best opposition? Is this the guy that you think will give him the better rounds? Or is it still Billy Joe? I know a lot of people think Billy Joe's on. Some people that I speak to in America think Caleb Plant will give him rounds. And some people actually think Caleb Plant could beat Canelo. Don't know about that. Canelo looks formidable. Regardless, he looks formidable, right? I like the fact that Callum Smith's a bit rangy, can punch, is unbeaten. So, is he? John Ryder, I thought beat him, but the record book says he's unbeaten. Can fight inside as well, right? He's going to have to fight inside against Canelo at some stage. He can fight he's a lot bigger than Canelo, but in saying that, Canelo fought at 175 and beat Kovalev, who is bigger than Callum Smith. So I don't know, man. I think it'll be a decent fight. If I was to have to give Callum Smith a chance, you know, I kind of do my percentages. I would make Canelo a favourite because he just has that mystique about him now. But I'd say it's 65-35. Yeah, I think most people would agree with that, 65-35. I don't think most would have Callum Smith as a favourite. Be shocked if you do. But let's see if it happens. Again, I gave you 5 reasons to why I said BS. But, I mean, you could get rid of all those reasons. It could still happen. And let's hope it does, right? I mean, considering COVID-19 and the fact that the sport literally stopped for a few months, I think the sport has come back so well to put on some really good fights for us. Really, really good fights. Again, we've still got a lot to come. I mean, I'm not necessarily happy about Fury Campbell, but we get to see Fury. We've got AJ versus Pulev to come. What have we got in America? We might have Canelo. I don't think GGG's fighting this year. In fact, he's not fighting this year. Wait, is he? No, he's not fighting this year. We're going to have Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia. We've got this weekend, Terence Crawford versus Kell Brook. We've got some good fights coming up. So very, very, very happy. What we got here then? Let's run through a couple of stories whilst we're here. Might as well, eh? Might as well. Joe Joyce looks forward to beating Daniel Dubois. Has no fear of Usyk. He shouldn't have fear of Usyk. I know Usyk beat him as a semi-amateur, right? But he shouldn't have no fear of Usyk. That fight, November 28th, Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, 50-50 fight. Can't call it. Really can't call it. Frampton settles legal case with McGuigan. Looks to Heron fight in 2021. Yeah, Frampton tweeted about this, saying he's very happy with the way it's settled. Said he can't give any information about the case, but he's more than happy. So I think it's fair to say he probably won that case. Like when you say you're very happy, but you can't give out any information out, I think it's fair to say you think you won it. That dragged on and on and on. Crawford, I'm not the one that ever quit in a fight. Can't say the same for Brook. The reason he says this is because Brook said that he believes he can stop Crawford or make him quit on his stool. And Crawford responded by saying, I'm not the one that quit. I mean, boxers are a strange breed, man. Like your orbital bone is broken. I mean, who are you doing this for? Like, don't get me wrong. Some people are in this, go out on your shield. I'm very much, sometimes I am like that, but most times I'm like, dude, if your orbital bone's broken, I mean, what are you doing? Like, stop. Like that's my mindset anyway. I know some people are not like that at all. And look, granted, it's a tough sport, right? I mean, they're built differently, but if you can't see, I mean, who are you doing this for? You got kids, you got a wife. I mean, boxing fans are fickle. They'll forget you in 4 or 5 years. Forget you. It's done. Like, so, mate, live to fight another day. And let's see anyway. Let's see. Ike Corte wants rematch if De La Hoya comes back. Vengeance is my sole motivation. Oh, so you'll do it for free then, Mr. Corte? I don't think you will. One of the greatest African fighters of all time. Him alongside Azuma Nelson. But stop it, please. Stop it. White doubts Povetkin has COVID. Povetkin ready to show medicals. I'm so confused by this. Because I've seen White say some things about that. I'm thinking, dude, Povetkin beat you. Right? I don't understand. Do you think he's somehow scared of you? Or maybe White thinks Povetkin isn't ready and hasn't been training, and maybe that's the reason. That makes sense. But I hope White isn't talking about it from a fact of fear from Povetkin. Povetkin took the fight, won the fight with a beautiful shot. He did take a bit of punishment in that fight, did Povetkin. I think people forget that. White obviously got knocked out, but Povetkin took some punishment. But nah. I mean, if White is talking from a point of maybe Povetkin hasn't been training as hard as White and maybe he wants a bit more time, then fair dues. But I hope he's not talking about from a fear standpoint, because Povetkin isn't scared of anyone. I'm sorry, that guy isn't scared of any heavyweight. Wilder to Fury. Be a man, give me the shot that you agreed to. Yeah, I don't know if you guys, hopefully you have, but if you haven't, go and check out Deontay Wilder's Twitter page. He's responded to Tyson Fury saying, don't worry about me, I'm fine. basically just give me my shot that you owe me. And that he's basically referenced the point that he gave Tyson Fury 2 shots when he didn't have to. Now, this is probably the only thing I would ever agree with, well, not ever, but of all the things that Deontay Wilder has said in the last sort of 2 weeks, because he's been quiet for like 7 or 8 months, this is the only thing I agree with him. He didn't need to give Tyson Fury a shot after Tyson Fury fought the likes of Pianetta and Sefa Safiri. He did. I don't know about the rematch. I'm sure there was something legal in that, but the first fight he definitely didn't need to. So even if the contract thing is up and like Deontay Wilder has no leg to stand on, maybe Tyson Fury might think, you know what, you did kind of reach out for me when I needed the shot, and it really has changed Tyson Fury's life. So I don't know, but in saying that, I mean, Deontay Wilder has said some scandalous things. So if I'm Fury, I mean, you have to think about whether or not you want to give someone a shot when he's accused you of cheating, he's accused you of having something in your glove, he's accused people of tampering with his water, he's talked about a bicep injury, he's talked about the suit being too big and his legs being too weak, he's talked about his trainer maybe being caught up in this. I've never heard so many excuses for a defeat in my life. Watching the sport 30 years, never heard so many excuses, never. See. Sorry about that. I know people hate me drinking tea. Like, just calm down, people, calm down. This Bridgerweight thing is nonsense. Bridgerweight. God. If any of you don't know why it's called, I'm sure you guys know, but if you don't know why it's called Bridgerweight, there was a young kid who, I'm guessing his surname or first name is either Bridger, who protected his little sister. When I say young, I think the kid's about 8 or 9, protected his sister from getting attacked by a dog, and as a result got kind of attacked himself by the dog, right? His face was really messed up, and so the belt's named after him. Aside from all that, that's beautiful and nice, but forget all that for a second. This other division, I'm just not a fan of it at all. And I was speaking about it before, and I was like, you know, I get it. No, don't want it. Don't want it. Is there not enough weight classes in boxing already? I mean, geez, man, don't want it. A bit here about Canelo versus Callum Smith. Eddie Hearn confirms that talks are ongoing. Talks need to stop and happen. I mean, talks need to be finished. For a fight to happen December, we need to be ready to go now. What other news have we got? Anything else? I think that's kind of it. You know, I was thinking about the Kell Brook fight today. Obviously, I'm definitely getting that fight, by the way. I'm not even trying to stream that fight. And I'm hearing that if you do get Premier Sports, there is a good chance as well that you'll get Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence, or should I say Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia on it as well. So that's worth it. I think it's $11.99 a month, but I'm sure you can cancel it, right? Or just change your card details or whatever you're going to do. But $11.99 a month for those 2 fights is, yep, sign me up. Sign me up. I was speaking to Spencer Oliver today in the TalkSport studios about this fight, and he spoke about, because obviously we talk about, oh my God, Kell looks like he's in fantastic shape, right? In great shape. And it was like, it's nothing to do with that. Like, that's all well and good. But he's like, he was like trying to say that he could get in shape. Like, being in shape isn't the be all and end all, basically, right? I mean, I think we get too excited when we see Kell Brook looking in fantastic shape. And I'm one of those people that get excited. It's a bit more than that. I mean, you have to take in consideration his age, you have to take in consideration his activity. Has he been living the life in between getting in great shape? Regardless, have you been living the life? And then you got to take into consideration his opponent. I mean, you're talking about the best switch hitter in boxing. You know what I mean? A guy that, yes, has looked sometimes a bit shaky, like Cavi Velasquez put him down, right? I mean, he got put down in that fight. Go and check it. But I've kind of said I feel like this fight will be good for, I'm going to stick with what I said, that this fight will be good for a few rounds. And then I expect the fact that he hasn't been living a life, the fact that he's made weight, but what did he start from? The fact that he has been inactive to cause a problem, and I expect Terence Crawford to get a late stoppage. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. I really, 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 really hope I'm wrong. I just finally, for once in my predictions, I don't think I am. But then again, my predictions are so bad, I actually hope that my prediction is wrong and that Kell pulls this off. I really do. Imagine. And Adam Cattrall So I'm just name dropping here right now. Adam Catchell says that this will be the biggest win for a British fighter away ever. What do you guys think about that? So we're talking bigger than Tyson Fury when he fought Vlad, or even Deontay Wilder, bigger than when Lloyd Honeyghan went away. What other big British fights have been where it's been like, what? Nigel Benn, Iron Barkley's quite big, but that wasn't the Iron Barkley. But there have been some big ones, but he said this could be the biggest. That's what stands in way of Kell Brook. Good luck to the man, though. Peace.